everyone, it's Kelly. I'm here to read the first chapter of my book, Violet Crown. It's the first in a series of Dr. Hedy Viadigal novels. I hope that you enjoy it. By the way, I've got all of the dogs, all 4 of them, in the room with me because otherwise there would be barking. Now there might be scratching and jumping, but there will be no barking. So here we go. February, Chapter 1, Condo of Dr. Hedy Viadigal, South Padre Island, Texas. Internal soundtrack, Flower, by Liz Phair. I was having a shit day. I just didn't know it yet. It started off well enough. I'd woken up early and taken a long walk up and down the beach with my dog, a weirdo breeder rescue dachshund named Minnie, and we watched yet another gorgeous sunrise on the southernmost Texas coast. I lived on the 3rd floor on Oceanside at the Tiki, an old, nicely maintained condo complex on the beach. Flo and Stan were the winter Texans to the right of me, and Ethel and Edna were the old lesbian couple to the left. It was the off-season, so we had a break from the hard partiers and vacationing families that frequented the Tiki during the summer. I was enjoying a mug of strong, sweet coffee on my balcony and shooting the shit with Edna when Jacqueline Theroux from the Drug Enforcement Agency's Houston office called my cell phone. Top of the morning, Jack. You see the overnight report? Yes, that's why I'm calling you. She didn't sound pleased. It sounds like that shadow group went in like a bull in a china shop. First, they steal my intel, then they totally ignore it and get one of their guys killed. On top of all of that, they kill Pharaoh. There's no telling what kind of information died with that man. Bunch of second-rate assholes. Hedy, Jack sighed. The bacon isn't crispy this morning. Well, shit. For the curious, this didn't have anything to do with substandard breakfast meat. Jack, give me a second. I'll hit you up on video chat. I put down the coffee and ran to the office as I whistled for my dog, Minnie. Once she was in, I shut the door and grabbed my laptop. Running my fingers along the side, I flipped off the Wi-Fi switch, then plugged in the secure Ethernet connection. I accessed the DEA's instant messaging platform and double-clicked on Jack's name. After a few seconds, her blonde head filled the screen. Jack's usual aesthetic was polished professional, but this morning she was kind of a mess. Her hair was pulled back in a haphazard ponytail, her eyes were dark from lack of sleep, and she wasn't wearing a stitch of makeup. No bueno. Jack, the eggs are fine. A few seconds of nothing. Jack finally broke the silence. Okay, we're clear. What's going on? I asked. Did we find out more about Pharaoh? In a manner of speaking. Have you seen the news this morning? No, tell me. With the new administration, we've been circling Pharaoh's Laredo operation again. The local agents had a solid lead on a warehouse, so when we got word that he had died, I gave the order for them to go in. Okay, I said, afraid of what would come next. They discovered a handful of barrels, just like last time. Was it the white liquid? She shook her head. Nitroglycerin. Oh, Jack, don't tell me. Tears filled her eyes as she nodded her head, confirming the worst. It was a huge explosion. All 4 agents died, and the 2 support agents on the ground are also missing. God damn it. I was just a consultant, but I knew those agents. The case was supposed to be a simple takedown of a regional drug dealer, but last month our agents breached a small warehouse and discovered barrels and barrels of a white liquid. It would have been great to test it out, find out what they discovered. However, just as they'd arrived, another unnamed agency drew down on them and took the barrels. Jack went raising all kinds of hell up the chain of command and was told that the action had been approved by the outgoing administration and that the DEA was ordered to stand down. I knew Jack very well, and this was bad. She had taken advantage of the fact that we have a shiny new drug czar and ignored the previous administration's orders, which had technically not been rescinded. Usually her stubborn streak worked in the DEA's favor, but today it got 4, most likely 6 agents killed. Jack, I am so sorry. Jack shook off the consolation. Hedy, we have to assume that everyone on the case is blown. There's an extraction plan, but it will take some time. 2 hours minimum. Can you shelter in place? Yeah, I'm in my hurricane room. Technically, it was a safe room with steel-reinforced walls, a private phone line, and its own air intake system, but she didn't know that, and calling it a hurricane room gave me less anxiety. Good. Stay there until we come for you, and don't call anyone. We don't know where they have people. Understood. I've got another dozen or so calls to make, so I'll leave it at that and we'll call again within the hour. Keep your head down. Yes, ma'am. Despite my reassurances to the contrary, I knew that I had just lied to my mentor. I was going to make one more phone call. And that's chapter 1 of The Violet Crown. I hope that you found that interesting. Feel free to comment below. If you did find it interesting and if you'd be interested in purchasing the book, it will be available on November 1st. The book format, the paper format, is already available for pre-order on Amazon.com and on BarnesandNoble.com. It will be available for Kindle order by November 1st. And for the first 90 days, it will be Kindle exclusive. And that's because we will allow it to be open in the Kindle lending library, so that if you have a Kindle or if you have a Kindle app, you'll be able to you'll actually be able to lend it out of their lending library or borrow it out of their lending. You'll be able to borrow it out of their lending library for free. And then after that, it will be available on Kindle, on Nook, and then on a couple of other options, probably iBook. So details on that coming soon. But that's what I've got for you. I hope you liked it. See y'all later.